I'm Adam Bienenstock, and this crazy company I have is called Bienenstock Natural Playgrounds. We partner with people, with groups of people across the country. So, Right to Play, Parks Canada, Canadian Wildlife Federation, ParticipACTION, and we work with them on projects that are about the health of Canadians and about the identity of Canadians. So, as Canadians, we identify with the land around us. So every park that we do, it's kind of like the 100-mile diet of playgrounds, and we do that from Vancouver to Newfoundland. The reason that Parks Canada is interested in working with us, the reason that Canadian Wildlife is interested in working with us is because we now all in this country, almost all of us live in cities. 80% of us live in cities, and we're losing touch with the natural world. So they're trying to work with us to bring back some of that nature to our urban centers, to re-engage Canadians in who we are, what we are, connected to our land. Some of the new stuff that we've done this year and in the last year or so, we've started to create new instruments that resonate more deeply, that actually vibrate the soil that you stand on near the instruments. And we got to get the salt out. It's going to be a whole thing. Let's go over here. This is all African percussive instruments are made this way, and they're the easiest ones for kids to play, and they're the easiest ones to make. So if you ever want to know how to do this, then type in a Google search for tuning a wooden xylophone, and you'll find 10 different instructions that just go through what I just went through and how to do it. We discovered that you're not allowed to climb trees in parks, which is nuts. So we now actually start to put trees in sideways, and we have engineered specifications that allow us to do that in public parks and still meet all of the CSA standards for playgrounds. We've started to put a lot more boulder configurations. In this particular playground here, we've got 180,000 pounds of Canadian Shield granite. We started to do projects that are a reflection of the nearest national park. In this case, we were looking at Georgian Bay Island National Park, and that's why we have all of that Canadian Shield granite. And that's why we have more cedar in this one, and that's why we have more hemlock in this one. So direct reflections of ecosystems now in urban centers is something that we've started to do a lot more of. So in the Toronto area, we're doing more and more of these parks. We've just completed a design process for a new park in the Annex. That'll be a natural playground there. We completed a park in Leslieville called McCleary Playground, and that was done already 2-3 years ago there, and it's got great reviews. We've done a lot of schools, private schools, Montcrest, Bishop Strachan, Royal St. George's. So more and more schools and childcare facilities, YMCAs, recently Children's Aid Society and their properties. We've been doing a lot more of those because there is something about this that is calming and centering and relaxing and reduces a lot of the stress in our lives, which is exactly what an organization like Children's Aid Society is trying to see happen. These are people that are in a lot of stress, so it makes more sense for them. From our little Toronto-based company, we expanded into 32 states in the U.S. last year. We're doing work across the country. We did a urban microsite of our national park in Vancouver. It was a reflection of Pacific Rim National Park. We've done one for Joggins Fossil Institute, which is a World Biosphere Reserve and a World Heritage Site. We're working with Bay of Fundy National Park. So it's been interesting for us to see the movement grow across the country at the same time. In fact, I'd say we do more work outside of Ontario now than we do inside of Ontario. There are still so many cities, my own hometown, that doesn't embrace this yet, because it is changing. And people, you watch the kids play, and you watch the way they play, and you watch people not injure each other, and you watch the bullying rates drop, and you see that calm with parents sitting down and relaxing while their kids play. This does start to catch on once people see it and experience it, so we're doing more and more here.
that, then I don't need to do anything. And it's easy for me to